To get organized. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to Dee Power. As we start our practice this morning, I wanted to talk about a principle that we cover in yoga from time to time, a principle called Avidya. And Avidya essentially translates as non-seeing, right? Or obscured vision. And it's essentially a notion that we as human beings perceive the world through our own lens. And our view of the world is a little bit obscured by our pride and our ego, for example, or I think probably even more so our fear or our attachments or our aversions. And these are kind of examples of our avidya, and how sometimes that deceives us, right? We think we see something, and what we're actually seeing is our own kind of twisted interpretation of it. And I think I've just lately been trying to be more aware of my own avidya, of my own inability to see truth. And one reason why we're invited to practice yoga, or really any sort of contemplative practice, is to sit with that a little bit. And so I guess I just wanted to throw this concept out there today, and invite all of us to acknowledge our own imperfect view of the world, and our own bias, our own judgments, our own kind of projections even, and maybe take some time to peel back some of those layers. And so, yeah, think about that for a little bit during our practice. So find your seat, and let's close the eyes for just a moment here. Feel the presence of your breath. Giving yourself some time to transition and to arrive in your practice, in your body. And you soften the shoulders down away from the ears and lengthen up through the spine and the crown of the head. Begin your Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. And let's begin to move a little bit from side to side. So we're going to move the spine and the upper body and the torso side to side, starting to mobilize and awaken and to open up just a little bit here. Start to move in more of a circle, or even a figure 8 or a twist. Let's just explore some intuitive, mobilizing, awakening movement here through the spine. Awesome. And let's go ahead now and come forward to the hands and the knees. So shift forward, hands and knees on your mat. And move through cat-cow. So as you inhale, Open up the chest, a little lift of the tailbone. And then exhale, round your spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck tailbone, round your spine. Good, one more like that. Inhale. And exhale. And this time I'd like for you to send it all the way back to child's pose and rest here for just maybe 5 breaths or so. Feel the ground, feel your forehead, your knees, and maybe the tops of your feet on the earth. Opening up the hips and the lower back here. Good, last full breath. We're going to come back up to the hands and the knees. Feel the hands root down into the floor. Pick up the knees and make your way into your first downward facing dog of practice. And in this first down dog, feel free to shift around a little bit, moving one foot, one heel to the floor, and then the other. Good. Take another full breath here. Bend into your knees, look toward the front of your mat, step or hop forward toward the top of your mat. Flat back as you inhale, long and lengthened spine. Exhale, fold. Good. Hang out here for just a couple of breaths. Maybe ragdoll pose or releasing your hands toward the floor. See if you can invite the body just a little bit deeper here into your forward fold. Take another breath. Good. And then go ahead and release the elbows. Anchor the feet and then come all the way up to standing. So ground your feet, stretch up tall, reach. Exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Good, arms reach back up, inhale, stretch up tall and lengthen. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, fold and bring it in. And then come all the way back up to standing. So stretch up, reach tall, open. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Good, continue with that. Arms reach back up, inhale, lengthen and open. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale, long and lengthened spine. Take hands to the floor, and you're going to step your way back to plank pose. Hold here for just a couple of breaths. You can always modify by coming down to the knees, or even going directly into downward facing dog from here. Good, take one more breath. And then shift the whole body forward just a little bit, lower down slowly, Chaturanga Dandasana, all the way down to the belly. Point the toes, roll the shoulders back, open up into Cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, take a couple more breaths here. See if you can lift up a little bit more through the tailbone, lengthening forward through the crown of the head, and drawing the thighs back and the heels down. One more breath, lift navel to spine. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your yoga mat. Flat back as you inhale, long and lengthened spine. Exhale, fold. Good, all the way up to standing on inhale, stretch up, reach tall and open. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Good, arms back up, inhale, stretch up tall and lift. Exhale, sit into your chair pose. So bend your knees, lengthening through the arms, strong through your core and through your belly. Take one more breath here. Sit just a little bit deeper, pull the thighs back. Exhale, dive forward and fold. Halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Plant your hands and make your way to plank, upper push-up. You're gonna hold here for a moment. Continue with your chaturanga, lowering down. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. On your next in-breath, I'd like for you to stretch your right leg back, reach it up, three-legged downward facing dog. Reach through your toes, lengthen through that leg. Bend your right leg, lift and open up through your hip. Try not to shift your left foot or your shoulders at all. Take one more breath here. And then step right foot through, coming into a high lunge or a crescent lunge position. So your arms and your torso upright, square off your hips. So really pull that right hip back, left hip forward, inner thighs engaged. You could always put a little bend in your back knee. Take two more breaths here. Good, and then exhale, hands to the floor. Now you're gonna shift your weight forward into the right foot, send your left leg up into standing splits. Really reach and lengthen through your left leg, your left toes as you fold over your right leg. Maybe take the right hand or forearm back behind your right calf. Take two more breaths here. Good, and then go ahead and step all the way back to plank pose. Step your right foot back, plank pose. Hold here, and we're gonna shift into side plank. So shift your weight into your right hand, your right palm. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Left arm stretches up. You can always come down to the knee or forearm. Pull the hips up, stretch up tall, maybe take this top arm forward alongside the ear, or you could even float your left leg up. Last full breath, stay strong. Exhale, back to regular plank. Strong belly, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, just take a moment here. Left leg in the air, reach it up. Give this an extra breath, reach through the left leg and the left toes, root down through both palms, pads the fingers. Bend your left leg, lift and open through your hip. So again, make sure you're not shifting your shoulders or your right foot. Right foot is stable. Take one more breath here. And go ahead and step that left foot through into your high lunge or your crescent lunge. So back heel stays lifted, strong through your legs and through your core. Square off the hips, hug those inner thighs toward that center line. It's fine if you put a little bend in your back knee. Okay, so take a couple more breaths here. Exhale, hands down. Now we're going to pick up the back leg, shift the weight forward into the front leg, coming into standing splits. Left foot roots down. Right leg floats up, folding over that left leg, maybe taking left hand or forearm back behind the calf. 2 more breaths here. Good, and then go ahead and step it all the way back, plank pose, shifting into side plank. So shift your weight into your left hand, roll to the outer edge of that left foot, send the right arm up, pull your hips up, stay strong through your core. Maybe send that right arm forward alongside the ear, and you could pick up this right leg. Last breath here. Bring it all the way back to plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, and then downward facing dog. Good. Take another breath here. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Flat back as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Bring it in just a little bit deeper here. Bend your knees. Sit into a chair pose. And then bring it back up. Mountain pose. Good, you guys. All right, so we're going to come into some standing balance, working first with tree pose. All right, so hands to hips. We're going to shift the weight onto the right foot and pull the left knee in. And just feel into this balance. Opening out the knee. And then see if you can plug your foot to the inner thigh. So left foot to the right inner thigh. Pull the hands together at the heart. Keep your gaze steady and centered. Root down through that right foot and send the arms up alongside the ears. Good. Take another full breath here. Good. Exhale, hands back together at the heart. Now we're going to reach down and grab the left big toe with the first 2 fingers of the left hand and send left leg forward, just to your own degree and range of motion. This hand to big toe posture, you could even use a strap around the toe. Take another breath here. Take your left leg out to the left and maybe turn your gaze, turn your head to the right. Good, take one more breath here. Bring it back to center. Now listen carefully, you're gonna let go of the toe, but keep your leg up for just a couple of breaths. Use your core, strong through your leg, and then release. Good. All right, second side. So starting with tree pose, shift your weight into your left foot, pull your right knee up, open the right leg out to the right, and then see if you can plug that foot into your inner thigh. So the foot and the inner thigh squeeze together. Palms come together at the heart. Keep your gaze steady. And then send the arms up. So reach up tall through the branches of your tree. Good. Take a couple more breaths here. Reach up, lengthen and open. And then exhale, hands come back down. See if you can reach down and grab your right big toe. First two fingers of that right hand, send the right leg forward. Press down through that standing leg. Stand up straight and tall. Lift through your core. Open your right leg out to your right as best you can. And maybe turn your head, turn your gaze to your left. Good, swing it back through center. Now, again, we're gonna let go of the toe. Float the leg. Just for a couple breaths. Good, you guys, and then release. Bring it back down, kind of shake it out for a moment. Awesome, come back to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Hands to the floor, step or hop it back. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, right leg reaches back, lengthen it up. Bend your leg and open through the hip. And send your right foot forward. We're coming into a warrior two. So ground that back heel, spine and torso upright. Stretch and lengthen out through the arms. Deepen into your lunge a little bit. Open up your palms, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take another strong breath here. Exhale, take the arms down and clasp your hands behind your back. So we're going to open up the shoulders a little bit, lift the chest. And then exhale, let's dive forward, coming into ostrich pose, or this humble warrior. Right shoulder toward the inside of that right knee. Press with that left foot at the back of your mat. Let your head go. 2 more breaths here. Good, and then make your way back up. Re-extend the arms. Turn the right palm up. Bring left hand to left hip. Stretch up and back, reverse warrior. So coming into a little bit of a side bend, meeting a back bend. Opening up the right ribs and side body. Left hand can always go down to the leg or even wrap behind your back. Take another huge breath here. All the way back up, warrior two. Straighten up, right leg. Setting up for triangle pose, so reach forward, lengthen through that arm and torso, right hand down to shin or floor, lengthen the left arm up. Spread through the arms here, open up through the heart, through the chest. Good, last full breath here. Keeping the left arm reaching up, everybody look down at the floor. Let's come into a half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So shift forward into that balance. Right foot rooting down, left arm and left leg reaching up. Maybe keep it here, or you could bend your left leg, reach back and find the foot coming into a half bow. So wherever you are in this balance, take 2 more huge breaths. Good, let that go, release. And step it all the way back to plank pose. Finish your vinyasa, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, downward facing dog. Okay, good. All right, so let's all meet up in down dog, taking the left leg back. Reach it up. Long and lengthened, active through your toes. Bend your left leg, open up through the hip. Step left foot through, warrior two. Strong through your legs and grounded through your feet, extending out through the arms. Arriving here in warrior two. Opening up the hips a little bit. Let's turn the palms up. Soften and relax through the shoulders. Take another huge breath here. Exhale, arms come down, clasp the hands behind the back. So open up through the shoulders, lift the chest up for your ostrich. Dive forward, left shoulder toward the inside of that left knee. Root down through that right foot at the back of the mat. Pull the hips back, let your head go. Take another breath here. Good, make your way back upright, back to warrior two. Turn the left palm up and stretch up and back, reverse warrior. Maybe that right hand comes to the hip as you open up left ribs and side body. You can keep it here or take that right hand down the leg or behind the back. Take another huge breath here, lean it back, open up, come back upright, warrior two, straighten up left leg. Triangle pose, reach forward, take it down. Good, left hand to the shin or ankle, you could use a block here, right arm stretching up. Breathe here, continue to elongate your spine and stretch and open up through the arms. Good, last full breath in triangle. Gaze down at the floor, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, so shift forward, coming into this balance. And again, you can keep it here, or option to bend your right leg and feel for the foot. Good, last breath here. Let go of your right foot, stretch it up, bring it on back, send it back to plank pose, Chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog, and then downward facing dog. Good, you guys, take another breath here. Bend your knees and look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Flat back as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good, come all the way back up to standing, reach up, open, and then hands back together at the heart. Good. So we're going to come back to a couple more standing balance postures. I'm going to turn this way for these. Dancer pose and eagle pose. All right, so let's start by taking the right arm up alongside the ear, shifting the weight into the right foot, picking up the left leg and grabbing it from behind. You can grab the inside or the outside of the foot. Reach up tall through the right arm. And then you're going to start to kick back into the hand, creating this little half bow. Maybe bring the thumb and first finger of that right hand together and look forward, kick back, draw up through your left toes and your right fingertips. Take another breath here. Good. Now listen carefully. We're going to let go of this left leg and wrap the left leg around your right. Let's see, left arm underneath the right for eagle. So you're still standing on that right leg. Left leg is wrapped around your right. Left arm is underneath the right. Sit a little bit deeper into this eagle pose. Lift up through your elbows and forearms, press forward. Take another breath here. Unwind and send the arms back up. Reach up tall. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Awesome. So let's combine those two on the other side. Okay, so sending the left arm up. Open up the right hand, the right palm. Shift the weight to the left foot. Grab the inside or the outside of the foot. But make sure the shoulder is and the arm is rotating out as you do that. Reaching up tall. Exhale, kick into the right hand, the right foot. Reach forward. Maybe bring the thumb and first finger of that left hand together. And kick back, reach forward at the same time. Gaze forward. And the last breath or two here, lift right toes, left fingertips up. Good. Release out of that. Right leg crosses all the way over the left for eagle, right arm underneath your left. So now standing on the left leg, right leg over, right arm under. Squeeze the inner thighs together, sit a little bit deeper into this eagle, lift up through your elbows and your forearms. Take one more breath here. Unwind out of that. Good job, you guys. Reach up tall. And this time, exhale, dive forward, fold it in. Halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands to the floor, step or hop it back. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches back, lengthen it up. Bend your leg and open. Step right foot through, come back to warrior two. And this time we're going to do an eagle warrior hybrid pose. So staying with warrior two legs, but taking the right arm underneath the left for eagle arms. All right, so lifting up through the fingertips, pressing the elbows and the forearms forward. Strong in your warrior two lunge. Now you can either keep it here, or as we did for ostrich pose, you could drop this down. Now if that does not feel good to you, then you can either come back upright, or you can unwind the arms and just bring your hands to the floor. For me, I feel a really awesome stretch through my shoulders and upper back. Relax the neck here. Take one more breath. Unwind the arms, hands down. Walk the hands over to the left and take your wide straddle, forward fold. So flat back as you inhale, exhale, fold. 5 deep breaths here. Good, and then lengthen out your spine on the in-breath, halfway lift. Walk your hands back up to the top of the mat. And this time, stretch your right leg straight back so you're in a three-legged plank pose. And so you can always come down to that left knee for support. Take a couple more breaths here. Reach through your right toes. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Stay strong through your core. Lower down, chaturanga, all the way down to the belly. And this time we're going to take the arms back along our sides and lift up into a locust pose. So arms and legs lift away from the floor. Squeeze inner thighs, shoulder blades, and even elbows toward one another. Take 2 more breaths here. Don't worry about lifting your legs higher. Lift your heart higher. Engage your mid to upper back muscles. And exhale, release. Stretch your right arm straight out to the right for shoulder pigeon. So you're going to push into the floor with your left hand. Open the left knee up toward the ceiling. If that's too much, tuck your knees in, come into a little fetal position. Otherwise, keep it there. Or you could take this left arm up and even reach for your left foot with your left hand, coming into a half bow variation of shoulder pigeon. This is one of my favorite shoulder stretches, but just be mindful of both shoulders actually. If something doesn't feel quite right, back off. Take 1 more breath. Ease your way out of that. Come back to your belly. Come up to your hands and your knees. And move a little bit through cat-cow. Good, you guys. Take 1 more round here. And then we'll all meet back up in downward facing dog. So extend hips up, strong and lifted through your core. Now the left leg will reach back, lengthen it up, 3-legged downward dog. Bend your left leg and open through your hip. Step your left foot through for warrior 2. Good. Feel the ground with both feet, strong legs. Coming into eagle warrior hybrid. So your left arm will go underneath your right and lifting up through the elbows and the forearms, stretching through your shoulders and your upper back. Keep your lower body, your legs the same. Take another breath here. You can always keep it right here for a little bit or drop this down. So your arms and shoulders come down and open up that space between your shoulder blades. Let your neck relax. If it's too much, then unwind your arms and just bring your hands to the floor. Take a couple more breaths here. Good, now everybody unwind the arms and walk the hands over to the right. Spin the left toes, so feet parallel. Flat back as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. So we're coming back into this Prasarita Parutanasana. Either keep it here or unweight your hands, clasp your hands behind your back and knuckles pull away from the low back and overhead. The crown of the head lengthens down toward the floor. Keep your feet rooted down, the belly lifted and strong. Take another breath here. And release your clasp, hands to the floor, flat back as you inhale. Walk your hands back up to the top of your mat. So same thing here, we're gonna stretch the left leg straight back to a three-legged plank pose and hold here for a couple of breaths. Again, you can come down to that right knee for support. Take another full breath. Exhale, lower down, three-legged chaturanga all the way down to the belly. Now take your arms back along your sides. And again, locust pose. Lift arms and legs up away from the floor. You can keep it here or maybe reach back and clasp your hands behind your back. And some of you might be feeling a little crazy and want to grab both feet coming into Dhanurasana. Okay, that's the extra mile here. A couple more breaths. Shoulders back, open and lift up through the heart. And let's release out of that. Send the left arm out to the left, rolling over to that left side for shoulder pigeon. So again, pointing the right knee up toward the ceiling or coming into a little tuck. Or you could reach your right hand back, grab a hold of the right foot with the hand, coming into that half bow. Good. Take a couple more breaths here wherever you are. Good, you guys. Release gently out of that. Come on back to the belly. And we're going to press back up to hands and knees and move through cat-cow, opening up the chest, lifting through the heart, and then rounding through your spine. Good. And any resting pose you like here, you could sit back into child's pose or puppy pose, or even go back to down dog. Let's just take a moment here. Good. And then come back up to hands and knees. Awesome. Let's all meet up in downward facing dog. Perfect. Bend into your knees and look forward, step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Flat back as you inhale, long and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. And come all the way back up to standing. So stretch up, reach up, open. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Good. All right, you guys, so we're going to kind of play around here with combining a bunch of those standing balance poses together, okay? So just do what you can do. It'll be crazy. I might be knocking stuff off my wall, who knows? So we're gonna start by standing on, let's stand on the left foot first, okay? So standing, shifting the weight to the left foot, we'll start in tree pose. So pick up the right foot, bring the sole of the right foot to the inner thigh. Palms can come together at the heart, gaze forward, and extend and lengthen up through the arms. We'll try to take 3 or so breaths in each pose, in each standing balance. So hug foot to inner thigh, reaching up tall. Good. And then bring the hands back together at the heart. Let's bring the left hand to the left hip. Reach down and grab your right big toe, first 2 fingers of right hand, and extend the leg forward. You're welcome to open up the leg if you want to here and gaze the other direction. Good. Lift that leg up a little bit higher. Stand tall. Let go of your right toes, float the leg for a moment. And then bend your right leg, catch it from behind with the right hand for dancer. Left arm stretches up, kick back, and reach forward. Thumb and first finger together. Good. Take one more breath here. And then let go of your right foot. Now bring the right leg out in front, cross ankle over knee for one-legged chair. I know we didn't do this, but we're throwing it in. One-legged chair pose, so like a standing figure 4. Take another full breath here. And then right leg wraps all the way around the left, right arm underneath your left for eagle. My leg's giving out. Take a couple more breaths here. You guys can do it. Sit deeper, squeeze those inner thighs, press forearms forward. Last one, you guys, we're gonna unwind out of this. Send the left hand to the floor for half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Right arm reaching up. Maybe reach back for your foot coming into this half bow. Woo, good job. All right, release out of that, holy cow. Step back to your plank pose. I promise we'll do pigeon in a moment. Lower down, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, downward facing dog. Good, take a full breath here, everybody. Bend your knees and look forward, step or hop, top the mat. Elongate the spine, flat back. Exhale, fold. All the way back up to standing. So reach up, tall and open. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, let's do that craziness on the other side. So shifting now your weight to your right foot. Fix your gaze, pick up the left foot, bring the sole of your left foot to the inner thigh or inner calf for tree pose. Palms can come together at the heart, and then extend your arms up, reaching through crown of head and fingertips. Take another breath here, strong and sturdy. Good, hands come back together at the heart. Right hand to hip, reach down and grab your left big toe, first two fingers of your left hand, and extend the leg forward. And you're welcome to open up this leg if you want, out to the left, maybe turn your head to your right. Bring it back to center, lift your leg up one more little bit, and then let go of the toe, float the leg, then bend your left leg, catch your left foot from behind, send your right arm up for dancer pose. Kick back and reach forward. Maybe bring the thumb and first finger together. Good, go a little bit deeper, lifting up. And then let go of your left foot, cross left ankle over right leg, bend your standing leg, coming into one-legged chair or this standing figure 4. Take another full breath here. And then wrap left leg around your right, left arm underneath your right for eagle. Really pull toward that center. Sit a little bit deeper, you guys. Lift your elbows and your forearms up. Last breath. Keep breathing. Unwind this thing. Take your right hand to the ground. Send your left arm and your left leg up for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Maybe bend your left leg and find your foot here. Good, you guys, dig deep. Take one more breath in your version of half moon. Woo, release out of that. Send it all the way back. Plank pose, chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Downward facing dog. Woo, walk it out a little bit. Stretch your calves, your ankles, your hamstrings. Right leg in the air, reach it up. Bend your leg and open, get a nice stretch here. And bring it into pigeon. So right knee toward that right wrist, flex your right toes back. Square off the hips, you can always keep it there or recline onto your back for figure 4. So go ahead and walk your hands forward and fold. Good. Take about 5 more deep breaths here. Good. Make your way back up. Tuck your back toes under. Stretch your right leg back. Reach it up. 3-legged downward dog. Bend your leg and open up the hip. And then see if you might unweight your right hand and flip your dog over into a little wild thing or 3-legged back bend. Mindful of that left shoulder. Take 2 more breaths here. And flip it on back to your down dog. You can take an extra vinyasa here if you want. Good. Left leg in the air. Stretch it up. Bend your leg and open up the hip. And just feel into the stretch for a moment. And bring your left leg through into pigeon. Square off the hips. Lengthen through your spine. You can always take this reclined. Go ahead and walk your hands forward. Pigeon pose. Just feel into this left hip, stretch it out, deep, full breaths. Good, last one here. Ease your way back up. Tuck your back toes under. Send your left leg back. Reach it up. Bend your left leg and open your hip. And again, maybe keep it there or flip your dog over and weight your left hand and reach left fingertips up and back, 3-legged back bend, mindful of that right shoulder. Good, everybody. Back to your down dog. Maybe move through one more vinyasa. Good. All right, come down to your knees. And we are going to wind this down, but I'd like for you to do an inversion of choice for this as we start to move towards Shavasana. So something upside down. It could just be legs up the wall pose. It could be full headstand, handstand, supported bridge, whatever elevates your hips higher than the heart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work with headstand today, but you can work with whatever you'd like. All right, so with headstand, I'm going to come down to my elbows, forearms, elbows right underneath my shoulders. So maybe hold on to opposite biceps to get that distance. Clasp the hands, open up the heels of the hands, and hold the back of the head. So I'm creating this tripod through the top of my head and my forearms and my elbows, shoulders away from my ears. Pick up my knees, tiptoe forward toward the face. Now I'm going to come up with both legs together, but you can do one at a time if you want. If you're going to do both legs together, then you hold the back of the head, pull shoulders away from the ears, push with your toes. You're trying to push your hips more over your shoulders, connect to your core, and take your legs up in a pike position. And then I like to flex my toes back, but you can do whatever you want. Good, and when you've had it, then bring it back down. I'm going to bring my legs back down together, so my hips shift back a little bit to counterbalance. And take a moment in child's pose. All right, nice job, everybody. Let's go ahead and all meet up onto our backs. And so pull or shift onto your backs. Pull your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Good. Finishing up here with a spinal twist. The knees can drop to your left. Good, and then coming back up, knees up, and take your knees over to your right. So same thing, other side. Bring your knees back through center and stretch your legs out to the floor in front of you. Reach your arms up and back alongside your ears. So you're stretching the body top to bottom. And then let your arms come down along your sides for Shavasana, for corpse pose. And just with gratitude for this practice, for this time we've had to be in our bodies and to be present and to breathe deeply. Coming back to this idea of Avidya, of non-seeing or not seeing clearly. And just acknowledging that we all have egos, and we all have attachments, and we all have fears, and we all have aversions, and they kind of manifest in different ways, but it can really obscure our vision. And so leaving you with some words by Avidya, who's kind of a modern day spiritual teacher. I think this really speaks to this notion. He says, "The great spiritual teacher Krishnamurti once said, when you teach a child that a bird is named Bird, the child will never see the bird again. What they'll see is the word bird. That's what they'll see and feel. And when they look up at the sky and see that strange winged being take flight, they'll forget that what is actually there is a great mystery. They will forget that they really don't know what it is. They'll forget that that thing flying through the sky is beyond all words, that it is an expression of the immensity of life. It's actually an extraordinary and wondrous thing that flies through the sky. But as soon as we name it, we think we know what it is. We say bird, we almost discount it. A bird, cat, dog, human, cup, chair, house, forest. All of these things have been given names, and all of these things lose some of their natural aliveness once we name them. Of course, we need to learn these names and form concepts around them, but as soon as we start to believe that these names and all the concepts we form around them are real, and we've begun the journey of becoming entranced by the world of ideas. And so remembering the mystery of life, letting go of our own categories, our own names and concepts and judgments, and being open to the wondrous aliveness that is here, available in each moment. Welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like, but as soon as you feel ready, you start to move and transition over to your side. And then make your way back up to your seat on your mat. And on your next in-breath, reach the arms all the way up and bring the hands together in front of the heart. Thank you for joining me this morning, everybody. finish with one round of Om. Take a full breath in. Namaste.